Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Today we're talking about one of the most misjudged birds on the planet, feared, ignored, even hated by many people, but honestly one of nature's most important cleanup workers. Yes, today's topic is the vulture. So without wasting any time, let's get started. High above the plains, a dark shape circles silently, wings spread wide, barely flapping, riding the rising heat of the air. It's watching, waiting, reading the landscape below in a way almost no other creature can. This is the vulture, one of nature's most efficient, most necessary, and most misunderstood animals. Today, we uncover the truth behind the bird everyone fears, but almost nobody understands. Vultures are large birds of prey, but unlike eagles or hawks, they rarely hunt living animals. Instead, they feed on carrion, the remains of animals that have already died. This makes them nature's cleanup crew. By consuming dead and decaying flesh quickly, vultures prevent the spread of deadly diseases like anthrax, botulism, and rabies that would otherwise linger in the environment. There are roughly 23 species of vultures found around the world, divided into two main groups: Old World vultures, found across Africa, Asia, and Europe, and New World vultures, found across the Americas. Though they look similar and share a lifestyle, these two groups are not closely related. It's one of nature's best examples of convergent evolution, different species evolving similar traits to solve the same problem. Look at a vulture closely, and every part of its body tells a story of specialization. Its bald head isn't a design flaw, it's a survival tool. Feathers would trap bacteria and rotting flesh while the bird feeds inside a carcass. Bare skin stays clean and helps regulate body temperature. Its stomach acid is extraordinarily corrosive, strong enough to destroy anthrax spores, botulism toxins, and cholera bacteria that would kill almost any other animal. What looks disgusting to us is, biologically, a walking disinfection unit. Vultures also have an incredible sense of eyesight. Species like the griffon vulture can spot a carcass from several kilometers away while soaring at great heights, then follow other circling vultures to locate a meal even faster. And their wings are built for efficiency, not speed. Long, broad, and perfectly shaped to catch rising thermal air currents, allowing vultures to soar for hours while barely using any energy at all. Vultures are often solitary hunters, but highly social feeders. Once one bird spots a carcass and begins circling, others notice and follow, sometimes forming groups of dozens at a single feeding site. There's even a hierarchy at the feast. Larger, more dominant species often feed first, using their powerful beaks to tear open tough hides that smaller vultures cannot break through on their own. Once the skin is open, smaller species move in to finish the job. Nothing goes to waste. Different vulture species are often built to specialize in different parts of a carcass, some suited for tearing meat, others adapted with narrow heads to reach deep inside a body cavity for the last scraps. Most vultures form long-term pairs and return to the same nesting sites year after year, often building nests on high cliffs or tall trees, safely out of reach from predators. Parents share incubation duties, and chicks grow slowly, often needing several months before they're ready to fly and, eventually, several years before they reach full maturity. For all their remarkable adaptations, vultures are facing a crisis most people don't even know about. In parts of South Asia, vulture populations collapsed by more than 90% within just a few decades. The cause was a veterinary drug called diclofenac, used to treat livestock, which turned out to be lethally toxic to vultures that fed on the carcasses of treated animals. The consequences went far beyond the birds themselves. Without vultures to clean up dead livestock quickly, carcasses lingered longer in the environment, leading to a rise in feral dog populations feeding on the remains, and with them, a documented increase in rabies cases affecting humans. It was one of the clearest examples in modern history of how the loss of a single species can ripple outward into public health. In Africa, vultures face a different threat: deliberate poisoning. Poachers sometimes lace carcasses with poison specifically to kill vultures, because the bird's circling presence in the sky can alert rangers to illegal poaching activity. Combined with habitat loss and collisions with power lines, several vulture species are now listed as critically endangered. The good news is that conservationists have taken this crisis seriously. The veterinary drug responsible for the South Asian collapse has been banned for livestock use in several countries, and captive breeding programs have been established to rebuild wild populations slowly and carefully. In Africa, anti-poisoning patrols, rapid response poison clearing teams, and community education programs are working to protect the vultures that remain. Researchers now track vultures using satellite tags, following their movements across thousands of kilometers to better understand their habits and identify threats before they cause further damage. Slowly, in some regions, vulture numbers are beginning to stabilize, proof that when the cause of a decline is understood and addressed, recovery is possible. The vulture will never be considered beautiful in the traditional sense. It won't win admiration the way a lion or an eagle does, but few animals do more, quietly and without recognition, to keep entire ecosystems healthy and disease-free. To lose the vulture is to lose one of nature's most essential workers, and as history has already shown, that loss echoes far beyond the sky. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope this changed the way you look at vultures, not as something to fear, but as one of nature's most important guardians. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with someone who loves wildlife, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments, which animal should we cover next? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.